In this project, we are going to talk about the respiratory system.
Made by
Marina López,
Nerea González.
Olaya Fernández.
Beatriz Torres.
Firstly, we will see what is the function of the respiratory system, main parts of the respiratory system, muscle used for breathing, pulmonary ventilation, gas exchange, and finally, curiosities, like why do I yawn, why do I sneeze, what causes hiccoughs. The human respiratory system is a series of organs responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide.
Now we're going to talk about the main parts of the respiratory system. The nose and the nasal cavity. The nose is the primary opening for the respiratory system. The nasal cavity is a cavity within your nose filled with mucus, membranes, and hairs. The nose is used to inhale air into the body. The nasal cavity warms the air as it enters, acting as a filtration and purifying the air by removing any dust, pollen, and any other contaminants before it passes to the inner body.
Now let's continue talking about mouth. Mouth is the secondary exterior opening for the respiratory system. Inhaling air through the mouth allows more inhalation, as the oral cavity is far larger than the nasal cavity. The air also has less distance to travel, meaning more air can enter your body and be used faster. The oral cavity has no airs or filtering techniques, meaning the air you inhale does not undergo the filtration process.
Pharynx is a funnel of muscle that extends from the respiratory openings to the esophagus and larynx. Air that is inhalated enters the pharynx, where it descends into the larynx via a diversion from the epiglottis. As the pharynx is used for swallowing food as well as breathing, the epiglottis ensures that air can pass into the trachea and that food enters the esophagus. The larynx is situated below the pharynx. Aside from allowing us the ability of speech, the larynx also acts as a defense mechanism. If any food passes into the esophagus when swallowing, the larynx produces a strong cough reflex. Trachea, also known as the windpipe. The trachea is a tube made of cartilage rings that are lined with ciliated columnar epithelium. The main respiratory function of the trachea is to provide a clear and unhindered airway for air to enter and exit the lungs. Inside the trachea, small hairs reside upon the inner walls. These hairs catch dust and other contaminants from inhaled air, which are later expelled via coughing.
The bronchi. Bronchi are two tubes stemming off of the end of the trachea. Each tube is connected to a lung. The bronchi connect the windpipe to the lungs, allowing air to form external respiratory openings to pass efficiently into the lungs. Once in the lungs, the bronchi begin to branch out in secondary smaller bronchi, coined tertiary in bronchi.
Now bronchioles. Bronchioles divide to even smaller narrow tubes known as bronchioles. Bronchioles lead to alveolar sacs, which are sacs containing alveoli.
Alveoli are hollow individual cavities that are found within alveolar sacs. Alveoli have extremely thin walls which allows the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide to take place within the lungs. There are estimated to be 3 million alveoli in the large lung. Diaphragm. The diaphragm is an important muscle of respiration, which is situated beneath the lungs. The diaphragm contracts to expand the space inside the thoracic cavity, whilst moving a few inches inferiorly into the abdominal cavity. Whilst this is happening, the intercostal muscles also contract, which move the rib cage up and out. The contractions force air into the lungs by creating a negative pressure through expansion. Now I'm going to talk about muscles used for breathing. The respiratory muscles or breathing pump muscles form semi-rigid billows around the lungs in the chest. It is a complex arrangement of all the muscles which are attached to the rib cage and help in generating the breathing action. These muscles include inspiratory muscles which cause the thoracic cavity to expand or induce inhalation, and expiratory muscles which compress the thoracic cavity or induce exhalation. The basic structure of these muscles of respiration is the same as the other skeletal muscles of the body, and they work in sync to expand or compress the chest while breathing. What are the muscle respiration? Is the diaphragm. The major muscle responsible for helping us breathe is the diaphragm. It separates the thoracic and abdominal cavity by its thin and dome-shaped structure. When the diaphragm contracts, its central portion moves downwards and sides move upwards and cause inhalation. The opposite action causes exhalation. This muscle is also responsible for helping in expelling vomit, feces, and urine by applying pressure in the abdomen. It also prevents acid reflux by putting pressure on the esophagus. Intercostal muscles are one of the most important muscles of respiration and run along the diaphragm. They are attached between the ribs and allows for changes in the width of the rib cage. Among the three layers of intercostal muscles, the external ones are most important for respiration. They are placed in such a manner that when they contract, the ribs are raised and assists in inhalation.
Let's continue talking about pulmonary respiration. Here is a video that will explain it. The respiratory system moves air through the nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, and bronchus to the alveoli, located in the lungs, where the gas exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. Nares are the openings to the nose. The nasal cavity is lined with cilia, mucous membranes, and blood capillaries. The air that passes through the nose is filtered by cilia, moistened by mucous membranes, and warmed by the blood. Air moves into the pharynx, that is a common channel for food and air. Air continues on to the larynx. The epiglottis closes over the respiratory tract to prevent food from obstructing it. The larynx contains the vocal folds. Trachea connects the larynx to the bronchial tree. The trachea rings prevent the trachea from collapsing. Lungs are a spongy tissue with alveoli and capillaries. Breathing occurs because of the expansion and contraction of the lungs. The bronchus that carries the air divides into smaller bronchioles called bronchioles. At the end of each bronchiole are the alveolar sacs, which are surrounded by blood capillaries and contain millions of alveolar cells, where the gas exchange takes place. In conclusion, oxygenated air goes from the nose to the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, and alveoli. By the process of diffusion, oxygen in the air moves from the alveoli to the capillaries, and carbon dioxide moves through the capillaries to the alveoli. This process is called respiration.
Gas exchange is the dispersion of gases from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration, especially the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between an organism and its environment. In plants, gas exchange takes place during photosynthesis. In animals, gases are exchanged during respiration. This process occurs in the alveoli.